Hi, welcome to the third day of 2024. Things sort of starting to get back into the usual rhythm. Hopefully you've had a good new year so far, and an invitation to subscribe to the channel if you do want to catch up with all the main news stories from around Thailand each day in a sort of quick 10 to 15 minute format. Let's go to the news. And this one popped up yesterday, and we had to find out some more. Shooting at Phi Phi Islands, injuries reported, and this reported by Phuket-Go.com. And it says that details from the Krabi People's Protection Foundation reveal that there's been a shooting incident in the vicinity of the hotels and accommodation at the Phi Phi Islands National Park, resulting in at least one person being injured. Apparently the two people involved were staffers for the Maya Bay tourism service. So that was early in the afternoon, and it followed up then with some more details from PhuketExpress.com. Staffer from Krabi National Park injured from gunshot wound after fighting with fellow employee. It says the head of the national park told Phuket Express that the two staffers were previously friends, but they were always arguing and fighting. This time on January the 2nd, one of them opened fire at the other at their residence at the national park station over an undisclosed argument. There were not many tourists this morning apparently during the incident, and the incident happened inside the station area, which did not affect tourist or tourism areas. Now, if this happened anywhere near Maya Bay, then that place would have been packed yesterday. The tourists start arriving around about 10 in the morning, and they get some 3,000 or 4,000 tourists out to Maya Bay each day. And it says the two men involved in the shooting were not identified by police or the head of the national park, which is rather strange. I would have thought they would have been named at this stage, but no more information on that one at the moment. Moving to this story from BangkokPost.com, says visa-free China travel agreed. So I thought that had already happened, but no, it's now reciprocal. Thailand and China will implement a reciprocal visa-free scheme in which they'll permanently waive visa requirements for each other's citizens from March. This according to the Thai Prime Minister yesterday. He said that travellers from both Thailand and China will no longer be required to submit visa applications in advance for visits to each other's countries. And the development is an upgrade to Thailand's previous visa-free program for Chinese visitors, which was initially scheduled to last until February the 29th this year, which would have included the Chinese New Year. And about 3.51 million Chinese people visited Thailand last year, while Malaysians constituted the largest group with around 4.4 million visitors. We've mentioned the reason why that is many times. Chinese comprised the biggest group of visitors in pre-pandemic 2019 with 10 million. So, China's going to have to increase its visitation back to Thailand by about 3 times to get back to those 2019 numbers. But China and Thailand now with a reciprocal visa-free travel, and that'll give them up to 30 days in their passport when they land. And Thailand's introduced a tourist visa exemption scheme for Chinese and Kazakh passport holders to enter and stay within the country for up to 30 days. And that'll be up to February the 29th. Not sure what's going to be happening with Kazakh visitors after that date. And we should also mention that Taiwan and India in November last year were granted visa-free travel into Thailand. Now, a lot of people saying, what about us? I get messages every single day. Oh, is there going to be 90-day visa-free travel to Thailand? Well, not anybody else has been mentioned yet, so that's the latest news I have, and it doesn't look like anybody else is going to have their visa-free time extended at this stage anyway. Now, that story's been reported right across the Thai media, Nation Thailand, saying that Thailand-China to waive visa requirements for each other's citizens from March the 1st. And the PattayaNews.com saying that Thailand to exercise permanently waiving visa with China starting March the 1st to boost tourism and economy. And ThaiPBSWorld.com saying Thais and Chinese to travel visa-free starting March the 1st. So a lot of people hoping that there is going to be some sort of change to the visa waivers or an extension of their current, say, 30 days to 60 or 90 days. That is yet to come. That was a bit of an up and down year for Pattaya last year. Certainly some changes in the demographics. A lot of people wondering what's going to be happening in good old Sin City this year. And we go to BangkokPost.com reporting that Pattaya eyes 27 million visitors this year. And the director of the Tourism Authority of Thailand's Pattaya office said the target of 27 million was not ambitious, as the number of tourist arrivals in 2023, though the final figure is not yet available, is expected to have reached its target of 23 million. Now, we're talking about both domestic and foreign visitors, so that's the way that they've come up with this particular number. And according to her, the seaside city's maintained its reputation as one of Thailand's most popular tourist destinations because of the diversity of attractions on offer, including comprehensive sports facilities and mega-sized convention centres. Yes, it certainly has that over, say, a place like Phuket, which doesn't have any decent-sized convention centres. So Pattaya certainly gets its share of that meeting and convention activity. And according to Ms. Uray, the top 5 countries providing international visitors to Pattaya in 2023 were Russia, India, China, South Korea and Vietnam. The last one's interesting, the number of Vietnamese that head to Pattaya each year, putting them in the top 5. And then a bit of a change of scenery here. Meanwhile, on Koh Phangan, another popular holiday destination off Suratani province in southern Thailand, more than 20,000 tourists flocked to the island on New Year's Eve. It says most of the visitors were foreigners attending the full moon party countdown. It wasn't quite a full moon on New Year, but it looks like they held over the full moon party to take advantage of the New Year countdown. And the event was very popular, apparently, among international tourists from all over the world. They came to celebrate the year end and watch the first sunlight of 2024 on the island. This according to a senior provincial officer who said the festival showcased an electrifying array of entertainment, including concerts and a fireworks display, as well as a plethora of F&B offerings from local restaurants and food vendors. And lots of colourful buckets filled with magic potions. Let's head off to our next story now, to nationthailand.com. Reviving tourism sector expected to fuel 3.2% growth in the Thai economy. So a lot of expectation that the tourism sector will continue to recover and aid an increase in Thailand's GDP this year. And Thailand will witness a 3.2% GDP expansion in 2024, driven mostly by a now flourishing tourism industry. I think they've sort of forgotten agriculture and the auto manufacturing sector. Anyway, the UTCC Forecasting Centre predicts a 1.7% expansion in government investment and a 3.4% year-on-year growth in the private sector. The export and import sectors are projected to expand by 3% and 3.8% respectively, while headline inflation will grow by 2%, up from 1.3% forecast for last year. And a significant contributor to the country's positive economic outlook is the expectation of 1.5 trillion baht in income from approximately 35 million foreign arrivals. So this is just another one of these predictions for foreign arrivals this year. We did have nearly 40 million in 2019. Looks like this particular organisation is forecasting 35 million for this year. However, the UTCC cautioned that 2024 may face potential challenges from expanding geopolitical tensions, the debt situation of Thai households, and the prospect of severe drought affecting the agricultural output. And the state-run council predicted a GDP expansion in the range of 2.7 to 3.7% thanks to increasing government spending, higher public consumption and enhanced private investment. So a generally positive note for expectations of the Thai economy this year. Let's have a look at another dimension. And Nation Thailand reporting Baht weakens as US dollar firms up. and the baht's value has been weakening since last Thursday, fluctuating within a range of some 34 to 34.47 baht to the US dollar. And this is following the movement of the US dollar and gold transactions. And the article says gold prices have continuously adjusted downward, approaching the short-term support zone. Additionally, the decreased transaction volume during the Thai financial market holidays has contributed to reasonable fluctuations within the aforementioned wide range. Well, it's a whole lot of gobbledygook, and it's anticipated that the previous week's strengthening might slow, providing a chance for the baht to test the resistance zone at 34.5 baht per dollar if market players reduce expectations of a Federal Reserve interest rate reduction. It's almost its own language. Let's check the charts. We go to xe.com. And we can see there what's been happening since October last year, that the baht has slowly been increasing generally against the US dollar. Currently 34.2 Thai baht to the US dollar, but the trend since October shows, basically an improvement or strengthening of the baht against the US dollar. And just quickly wanted to apologise for being a bit out of focus for some of the program yesterday, working with sort of very small screens here, and sometimes difficult to see with the lights in my face exactly if I'm in focus or not. I don't have any production staff. There's no one checking these things, so apologies if that did annoy you yesterday. Now, there was a catastrophe yesterday, very dramatic video footage of an Airbus landing at the Haneda Airport in Japan. Now, I ended up sort of watching a live feed of this for some 2 or 3 hours, and sort of watching that same bit of video footage over and over again as I think I was watching Sky News at the time, and they woke up all these pilots and aviation experts to get their take on the thing. Of course, they were just seeing the same footage that I was, and they were as bemused as to exactly what had caused it. But pretty much an Airbus was coming into land with, I think it had 376 passengers, and it clipped a Bombardier, a Dash 8, coming in, about a 20-ton plane, which was on the runway at the same time. When it clipped it, it just exploded into flames, and the Airbus then had to continue its landing whilst flames and fuel were engulfing the aircraft. Totally amazingly, they got everybody out of that Airbus, including all the crew and the pilots, some 376 passengers, safely. No injuries. Astonishing. Sadly, there were 6 people in the Bombardier plane, and 5 of them died in the conflagration. Exactly how that airplane was on the runway at the same time is yet to be sorted out. But I just wanted to quickly go through some of the details on this, and there is a good warning in this particular story. And the BBC have done a very good summary article here. Japan jet crash. Passengers describe chaos inside Flight 516. And first came the shock as the Airbus A350 carrying 379 people collided with a second plane while landing in Tokyo. And then further down there, that all on the Japan Airlines Flight 516 escaped is extraordinary. Experts say a flawless evacuation and new technology played a large part of their survival. And there's just a quick screenshot there. I won't show the full video. I'll be flagged by YouTube. But showing the Airbus continuing on its landing after hitting that Bombardier, and both planes engulfed in flames. And those on board the second plane, a smaller Coast Guard aircraft due to deliver aid to quake victims, were not as fortunate. 5 were killed and the pilot is seriously injured. And it says, according to another passenger, the escape plan was made more difficult as only one set of doors were used. An announcement said doors in the back and middle could not be opened, so everyone disembarked from the front. And I like this particular passenger's comment. I want to know why this happened, adding he did not plan to get on another plane until he got the answer. Well, I'm with you, sir. Astonishing that they were able to get 379 passengers and crew out of one door, the forward door. They weren't going to be opening that middle or the rear doors because there was fire engulfing the aircraft, and they believed that the only safe hatch to open was that front door. But I suppose it just really reminds us that if you don't watch anything else in that safety video that they do, or the safety demonstration before your flight, just take note where those exit doors are. You may not need to know where your whistle is to alert the sharks, to alert people to where you are in the water, but you do need to know where those exit doors are. So somewhat of a miracle. 379 people saved. So a warning there, just to keep an eye on that safety demonstration next time you go flying. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate your support of the program, and we do look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.